What's up, ZAR Athletica? Thank you for tuning in. Another training vlog. Today is my day 5 out of a 6-day training program, and it's all about pull strength training. Barbell row underhand, lat pull down underhand, hammer strength seated row, face pulls, and a standing hammer curl is my training session today. In addition to my training vlog, I'm going to be sharing a lot of thoughts about nutrition at this point in time in my journey. Now, disclaimer, I am not a dietitian, I am not a nutritionist. None of the information that I'm about to discuss is individualized. If you have any chronic conditions or any major problems, I'd heavily encourage you to go seek dietetic or nutrition advice. What I will be sharing is my insights into nutrition, things that I've learned, tips and tricks that are general in nature. Thanks again for tuning in. Let's do this. Warming up with 50. It's my first week of a 6-day strength training program. So Coach Arif and I are still figuring out where we need to be with weight targets for the rep ranges that we're doing. Six reps to 8 reps. Let's aim for 8. I haven't done underhand barbell rows in ages. So that's first set done out of 4. My remedial massage therapist has been on my case about stretching my hip flexors. I need to continue to work on unlocking my hip flexors. I've been lazy with stretching. So I'm trying to fit it in between sets. Some of us have health-specific goals. Some of us will have performance and physique-specific goals. Regardless of which bucket we're in, being mindful of the fuel and the nutrition that comes into our body is very important, and we would all benefit from having a look at what our nutrition plan is, or what our nutrition is. Mindfulness around what comes into our body will bring us a lot of results. Before we get into any specific examples, I think it's important for us to highlight the fact that there's no right or wrong way to go about nutrition. It's okay for us to have one particular nutrition plan and then change and evolve over the years to something completely different. There's 1,000,001 different ways to do this. And the more that I research nutrition, the more that I get involved in learning about nutrition, the more I realize that it's all about us figuring out exactly what works for us. So keto might work for one person, but might not work for another person. A Mediterranean diet might work for one, might not work for the other. A low carb, high protein diet might work for one, maybe not for the other. Intermittent fasting, Atkins, meal replacements, if it fits your macros. There's so many different options, and in the beginning it can be confusing with which one to go to. I encourage you guys to try and do your own research, play around with different options, and see which one you want to experiment with first. It's totally okay to experiment, have a crack at different options, and then come up with your own interpretation of a diet. Maybe there's some things that you like from one style and then some other things that you like from another style. Play around with your nutrition and see what works for you. You will know this by how you feel, how you look, how you're performing, mental performance, physical performance. Your body and your mind will gradually start to give you some feedback, and you will adapt and be able to see whether it's working for you or whether it's not working. Okay, one more set. Okay, 4 sets done. Let's make some notes. Four sets of 8, 65. Felt good. The reason I'm tracking my workout is because it helps me and my coach figure out what my targets need to be. I'm in a better position to manipulate my sets, reps, technique, tempo, range of motion week to week. Ultimately, I get way more results when I'm logging my workouts and then setting different targets. Do some notes. Coach Liam over here, literally doing 100 reps of lat pull downs in a session. I think it's part of his calf development program. Not sure what's going on. Let's say our goals at this point in time are health focused. You could be managing any given condition. Insert condition here. Doesn't matter whether it's metabolic, cardiovascular, musculoskeletal. It could be something very serious, it could be something mild, or it could be something on the lower end. Whatever condition we're managing, we can always benefit from fine-tuning the fuel that we put into our body and how that affects that condition. For example, let's say we're managing type 2 diabetes. The fuel that we're putting into our body will impact how we manage type 2 diabetes. Let's say we're managing cancer. The fuel that we put into our body will affect our success rates and how our body manages cancer at that point in time. It could even be chronic pain and inflammation in our body. Same principle applies. So if your goals are health, it could be gut health, it could be, the list is too long for me to go through today, but whatever chronic condition or health specific goal we're going through at any point in time, we've got to go back to the nutrition drawing board and figure out what works for us from what food we're putting into our mouth point of view and how that affects our health goals. I don't have all the answers. Nutritionists and dietitians might not have all the answers. Maybe they do, but I do want to encourage everybody to start to get a bit more mindful about learning about what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what you've tried, what you haven't tried, and do your own research. Modifying our eating habits will help us with our health. It will help us manage chronic conditions. It'll help us feel better. It will increase and improve our management strategies. Cool.
Grandmama came to court with a bomb ball.
I'm all done, Liam. Thank you, bro. Before we move on from health-focused goals, I want to give you guys an example. Let's say we're dealing with chronic inflammation in our body. Say we've got rheumatoid arthritis or chronic musculoskeletal pain and everything is debilitating day to day. What some of the research suggests is that diets like keto or other low carbohydrate diets can help with the management of this condition. They can improve how much inflammation we experience in our body. So in that example, if I ignore all of the nutrition science out there and just shove or continue to eat whatever I feel like or whatever brings me joy, whatever brings me satisfaction, well, I'm going to continue to feel pain. I'm going to continue to inflame my body, lift the inflammatory markers that I experience, and that's not fun. What's up, Arif? Oh, you're here for the video? Oh, okay, cool. Oh,
How you going?
what's up, bro?
Can I borrow your phone?
Oh, yeah, CC time. Okay, let me just check what I'm doing, then you have it. 1 minute. What's your thoughts on nutrition for health? Like, let's say we're managing a disease or a condition, physical or mental. Does nutrition have a role in it or not really?
Yeah, of course, especially if you're diabetic.
Especially if you're diabetic.
Or celiac,
Yes.
gluten, or if you're going to get anaphylactic shock from shellfish, definitely don't eat no shellfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely plays a role in your mental state, satiety, performance, and so on. Yeah. What do you think?
I think it plays a huge role. I also think it plays a huge role. And I think that too many of us that are living with chronic conditions are trying to manage the chronic condition, but we're forgetting about how much of a role some eating habits can make in managing diabetes or managing heart disease or managing insert condition here, mental, physical,
Yeah. Oftentimes, a lot of chronic conditions can be made worse with too much body fat, too much weight, too many calories. So sometimes people follow a diet like keto or carbless. Oh wait, that is the same. Or keto or carnivore or vegan.
Or fasting or this or that.
They're all essentially just tools, and they all pretty much do the same thing. The first thing that matters is calories. Calories in, calories out. And then you can break it down to timing, macronutrients, and so on. But whether you're doing keto or vegan or whatever.
Vegetarian, pescatarian, Mediterranean.
The biggest foundation of a pyramid would be calorie intake, and then smaller, less important things on the top. So start with the most important and work your way up.
Start with the most important, work your way up. Look at calories first.
Usually,
Are we overindulging in calories in the means of whatever's coming in? It could be alcohol, it could be other foods. Okay.
A good one to watch out for is fat.
Fat.
Real calorie dense and easy to overeat on.
I'm learning some of that firsthand.
The difference between a nachos and a burrito.
Okay, thanks, man.
All good.
Cheers. 3 sets of 12 on hammer strength. How hard do you want me to go on there? 3 sets of 12.
It's like a RP 7-8 for the week one.
7-8, so
2 plates.
2 plates. Just write in 2 plates and then yours. All yours. Cheers, bro. Oh, let's go, G. Wait a minute, that's what I do all day, every day. Oh, shit. Okay, hammer strength row is next. I think this is the last big back exercise in my workout. I'm doing 3 sets of 12 at 2 plates. I'm in week 1 of a new training block, so my RPE is around a 7 or 8, so I'm not going too heavy. That is not the objective of today's session. Let's go. One more. What'd you talk about, G? Oh, I should post that one today. Or Saturday, tomorrow. Tomorrow. I think JD's got one for today. Yeah, the mics. Yes. Yeah, G. Cool. I'm fired up. Yeah. Coach Arif brings up a really good point. If we're trying to manage our mental health or physical health and we're serious about improving whatever condition we're managing, if we have excessive fat levels, body fat levels, it is a tactical disadvantage for management of chronic conditions. So starting by having a look at how many calories we're consuming and reducing our body fat levels, most of the time, not always, but most of the time, it'll go a very, very long way with chronic disease management. Cool, last set. Cool. Okay, hammer strength rows completed. Let's see how we track and fill in the damn notes. 2 more exercises to go. Face pulls is next. I'll set up 3 sets of 12. Let's go. Let's go.
So
What's up, bro?
Much.
What's working well, or I should say, what works well for you in terms of eating habits? What do you prefer, or what are you working on with your nutrition, or what works for LZP?
Consistency. Making sure that I'm doing stuff consistently week in, week out. So that doesn't necessarily mean eating the same foods every day, but me and my family, for instance, we have Fish and Chip Friday. So every Friday afternoon, evening, we'll have fish and chips for dinner. So that consistency each week means that I can maintain calories without counting too much. I can have very similar meals without stressing over things.
Nice. Consistency with nutrition helps you. Nice. You know you're having fish and chips for dinner every Friday. You know roughly how much intake of calories that is, and it's a consistent. You're not eating out 3 times on Friday.
Exactly. You can kind of work it out once how many calories you would normally eat in, say, one meal, and then have a similar thing each week for a certain period of time, like 4 to 6 weeks.
Nice.
And you can always change it up.
Okay. What's some mistakes that you've made in the past with your nutrition?
Ooh, mistakes? Too many, to be
Okay.
honest. But one of them is not eating from like when I wake up till after lunch sometime. Because then what tends to happen is I get really, really hungry and I'll overindulge in different things. Like I might go to the cupboard and grab some Tim Tams and have a drink, and then because I'm still hungry and I haven't eaten all day, I might have a sandwich and it blows out the afternoon very easily.
Yeah. I've made those same mistakes before as well. I once checked out a Tim Tam packet. I couldn't believe how many calories is in a packet, and I can smash a whole packet of Tim Tams like this.
It's easy to do, very easy. Yeah. And that probably ends up being like the calories for the entire day, gone in what, 20 minutes.
The satisfaction. It's so warm and fuzzy.
I know.
The caramel one, the new caramel one, is insane. Yeah, I think it's like salted, double salted caramel or something like that. Yeah.
It's not too bad if you kind of have 2 a day every now and again.
Yeah.
But when you kind of go from 2 to a whole packet, that's when it can be detrimental, especially if you're doing that consistently week in, week out.
Thanks for sharing, man.
You're welcome.
Cheers for the chats.
Anytime.
Okay, I'll keep lifting. Cool. That's a new word. Michael told me to connect a word between filming, because my face just looks stupid like this on camera. I finish chatting and then I just look a bit silly. Two more sets to go. Cool. Do you want to chat for a bit? Do you want to chat for a bit? Yeah. What's your objectives with nutrition at the moment? What are you focusing on?
Well, I guess like same as everyone else. Trying to keep an eye on balance, how much I eat, and then all the like other habits like that, including alcohol, partying, and all of that.
Yeah.
So being mindful more. Cutting down like where I can.
Yeah.
And consistency with the training. I've been consistent for so long.
Staying consistent with training helps with the balance of nutrition.
It does, because when you train, then your mindset goes to a more serious mode, thinking, oh, I've done so much today in terms of training. So when you go like at night to eat or drink, then it goes through your mind thinking, maybe I should cut down a bit so to start seeing the results. And it's always when you start seeing the results that makes that joy and your mindset goes stronger, because you know you've achieved something. And then you keep going.
Yeah, you've achieved something. You can see the results. You can feel the results, and it helps.
Drive, like, you know, so big desire to go for more.
Yeah, gives you the drive to continue to work on your nutrition. Be mindful of what's coming into our. If we're partying, how much alcohol we're having. If we're enjoying calories, how many calories.
It's at the same time. It's also important to enjoy, live your life. Like, obviously, I'm trying to stay healthy. Be in a good shape. I'm not competing. I'm not training to compete. Nothing on extreme or serious level. But it is important to stay healthy, and that's I think it's the way to do it. Like balancing out, and also jumping on a scale.
Jumping on the scale helps.
Every single day I do. Because if the scale tells me or fitting in clothes.
So scale and fitting how the clothes fit.
How the clothes fit. Because the moment, like when you see on a belt that you like reducing down the holes, that makes you feel proud, like you are, look at this.
Yeah.
And then at the same time you didn't lose much of muscles, because there's no big change in the scale.
Okay.
So you know you're doing the right thing. You're looking good, you feel good, but the belt holds go down, like you're shrinking in the waist. So
yeah.
That has been happening.
It's going down? Okay, nice.
Coming to the last hole.
Okay, good. I really like that idea of what we're working on with nutrition and training. The belt and clothes are a direct indicator of how we're doing.
Yeah. As the same if it goes to a different direction, that sets an alarm. The alarm goes off, you start thinking, oh shit, no, seriously, when this happens, you can't fit in clothes, you know you've gone. Or on a scale, 3-digit, you start thinking, 3-digit? No good.
Yeah, it could go both ways. It tells us if we're doing good or if we're doing bad, right?
That's like a checklist, like a regular check on your work.
Yeah.
Like every day checking. No worries. If you can skip for a couple of days, but it's a danger if you leave that for a couple of weeks. Then, like I've heard you talking about calories. Like calories add every day for 1 day, 2 days, 7 days, 3 weeks, and you end up you can't fit in your clothes.
Yeah. Right? How crazy is it how quickly a week or 2 or 3 or 4, we can do a lot of damage in 7 days, let alone 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Or 4.
That's why it's really, it's like a checklist. Like if you're doing any work, if you are serious about that, you're doing a checklist.
You've got to track it with a checklist, right?
Yeah. And then you
keep an eye on
it. Tick. So because I've been consistent before. For many years, training and going 5 days a week in a gym, but not seeing results at all, but not seeing the results what I've been achieving now. So an additional is this time I'm for the last 12 months, more serious with the last 6 months. Been following the program that's been designed to improve your overall and then chase your results. So I've been serious with all accessories. I'm following my program and I've been strict in doing that. That gives me additional. I'm seeing additional benefits big time. So on top of all of scale and balancing out your training and eating habits, it's also a big time following program, being strict to a program.
Sticking to the program.
skipping accessories.
Yeah.
So they can be painful because you leave them for the last when you're already tired. You've done your main core of your workout, but you need to do all the accessories. And when you finish, you feel great because you know, hey, you've ticked all the boxes.
The work is done. Yeah.
You come to the end, and you feel great. While driving home, you know that you've done the right thing.
Yeah.
While before, like consistency in training was always present, but not other things. And that's why it was always hard to achieve your best.
So sticking to the program works for you. Being mindful of the balance of calories with food, calories with alcohol, how much partying you're doing, and then also tracking that with how your belt fits and tracking that with how your clothes fit. Yeah, because without the tracking, we're just guessing, right? If we're not being mindful of or whatever tracking system works for us. For you, another one that we've done in the past is DEXA scans. We do those couple of times a year.
That wakes you up as well.
Yeah.
That when you see your body fat percentage, and then you start seriously thinking about that, that's also good. But all of this, I can't highlight you now. What's more important, equally is
Yeah, they're all different.
so all different aspects, but to achieve your best, you need to do all of it.
Yeah.
There is no ways around, like, you know, you can starve yourself, say, I'm not gonna eat.
Yeah.
You're not gonna look good, you're not gonna be strong.
Yeah.
You won't be able to move 150 kilos deadlifts.
Yeah.
And sets of that. So all that together is making you stronger, feeling good, and
Thanks, Dad. Cheers. Thanks for the chat. We'll keep going. That was sick, cool. Cool. Yeah. We're doing pretty good. One drill to go. Then we're done. 3 sets of 15, we'll go 10 kilos. So where I'm at currently with my nutrition is I'm forcing myself to stop experimenting with different nutrition styles every couple of weeks. And together with my coach, we're working on the whole counting macros thing. This is the 3rd time I've ever tried to do it. The first two times I just put it into 2 hard baskets straight away. I wasn't ready to commit time and energy to learning about how to count calories. I just could not be bothered counting calories because I was big on enjoying every meal and just trying my best to eat well without counting calories. So right now, For the last 3 weeks, I've been heavily working on counting every calorie, everything that comes into my mouth. I'm using MyFitnessPal, and together with my coach, we've set parameters on how much carbohydrates, how much protein, how much fat, how many calories I'm consuming per day, and then we're tracking it on a weekly basis as well. There's lots of good things that I'm drawing from it. Mainly, I'm being way more mindful about what I'm consuming, and I'm being challenged to make decisions of, will I have that stone and wood, or will I have dessert? Because I can't have both because it doesn't fit my macros for that day. So I'm also working on rationing calories, where if I know that I have a social event on Friday night and it's gonna be a bit more of a blowout with pizza and beer, I will have less calories for breakfast, less calories for lunch, so that I leave more of a buffer at night. I'm really enjoying how much more mindful I'm being with my nutrition at the moment. Cool. Okay, one more set. Mistakes that I've made with my nutrition in the past. I'm guilty of experimenting far too much with different systems. So I've gone through phases where I've tried vegan for a month, and then the very next month I'll go to a completely different system. I'll go and experiment with carnivore for a month. Month after that, I'll experiment with keto. So I think because I've enjoyed learning about this stuff too much through my own personal experiments, I haven't really given myself, in a long time, I haven't given myself a 3 to 6 month period or a 12-month period where I've stuck to one way of eating that works for me. So with my current goals, I'm gonna keep rolling with this macros thing, and I'll document my journey, see how it turns out for where I'm at right now. I've also made other mistakes with, very similar to what Coach Liam was saying earlier, going through periods of high performance, high training, getting after it a lot, but not having enough fuel in the tank, not consuming enough calories throughout the day or throughout the week to give me optimal performance for what I'm doing in the day. So essentially, under eating is another mistake. Cool. Some of my key take-home messages for today. I think regardless of whether our goals are to improve our health or improve our physique and burn fat, we've got to start with having a look at our eating habits and our nutrition. It's very, very hard to out-train a bad diet, overindulging in calories. So start with having a look at what you can improve with your nutrition. As you experiment with this and as you explore what works for you, that whole learning process will result in you being more mindful about what you're eating, and then slowly we'll be able to start to figure out what works for us, what doesn't work for us. And then the evolution of your training and your goals will progress, but you working on your nutrition, much like you working on your training, can be something that you continue to build and improve. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you enjoyed our chats today, don't forget to give us a subscribe, hit the bell so that you get a notification every time we drop some spicy content. Cool.